What's my final verdict on NVIDIA Broadcast? I have no final verdict. What if I try this or I try that? I decide like, okay, this is the best or this is how it works well and or this is the limitation of the thing. And then I go lie in bed and then like, oh, wait, maybe I can get around the limitation by doing something. And, for most YouTubers that cover technology, they either, know what they think is best or good. And they try and know what the viewer wants. Like the viewer wants to use something to reach their goals, whatever, right? So again, you know what you like and you know what the viewer wants. And I don't know what I like and I don't know what you want. I have no idea. As soon as I start touching technology and experimenting with it, I am lost. So I started this video as just a very simple thing. I was going to talk about why NVIDIA Broadcast has a replace function that isn't truly a replace function. And that just spiraled completely out of control into all these tests onto green screen, subject removal, whatever. Anyway, so right now, I'm recording with NVIDIA Broadcast, or I'm using it to blur my background. And for something like that, it works really well. Like if you just want something quick and dirty, it's great. And I use it a fair amount. But I don't use any of the, keep the eyes focused stuff. And so I guess what I would say is about NVIDIA Broadcast, it allows you to do some things very quickly and efficiently. And that's great. Just like this, you want to do a quick video, blur your background. You don't want to take out your full frame camera, whatever. Then this is great. If you want more ability to pick your backgrounds easily while you're on a Zoom call, NVIDIA Broadcast, again, it's great. But, does it do AI in the way that I would expect AI to do? Like it would remove the background and you'd be like, whoa, no, it's not like that at all. So, I found, and you'll see in these tests that if you just put like a simple green screen behind you and you do chroma key and OBS, it's way better quality than anything NVIDIA Broadcast can do, removing a background. And there are many reasons for this, but anyway, that's sort of where I'm at with it, is that it's a nice sort of like tool to do some things efficiently, but it's not an AI powerhouse. It doesn't give you any of these super powers. Basically, if you want to get a good mat or a good key, you do it the old-fashioned way. You get a real green screen, you light it properly, you use a nice camera, 422 if you can, and you're off to the races, right? That's really the bottom line. So anyway, I just want to do this intro video, the too long don't read, is that yes, NVIDIA Broadcast is great for some very quick and dirty things, but it is not actually some super AI power that makes all audio great or video great. It just does not, right? It's just a crude tool when it all comes down to it. And plus I feel, and I'll get into this, that they're sort of, I hate to use that word fraudulent, but it's not a Maxotics video if I don't call somebody like cheating a little bit. So that whole replace thing in the video, that's nonsense. And I'll get into that. But anyway, again, I use it. I'm not saying don't use it, okay? It's great. It's great for some things. Okay, on to the video. I'm going to be showing you the tricks that I've found that work with NVIDIA Broadcast. First, I need to show you the layout of my office because it's important. So let me just get from behind the camera. So I'll be sitting here, and I got good light from my window right over here, and I can adjust it with the blinds. And here you can see NVIDIA Broadcast is running. I'll be capturing in Bandicam today. And the webcam is a Osmet, what's it called? Anyway, it's a 4K webcam. I love this little thing, $100. Anyway, so that's my setup. I'm sitting there, and this is my background, some bookcases. In this first footage, I'm using the NVIDIA Broadcast just as is, my office. It's a weak lit background, and here I do a strong lit background, which sort of, you can see it's trying to improve it, but actually just makes it more confusing, so I don't think it makes a difference. And then here I put a green screen behind me. Here I put a green screen behind me. It definitely improves it. So this is better. But, I think as you'll see, just using a regular green screen with OBS or anything else is better than NVIDIA Broadcast with its replaced background. So here's the Osbot 4K directly, actually in 2K mode, and is the OBS is pulling the key, and it's doing a really good job. And again, this isn't with the lights on. This is just dimly lit off my office. And then here I'm using the Canon XA70 4K, and Filmora is doing the keying, and it looks really good. So that's even the best. So yeah, like I said, I think for fast, quick stuff, broadcast is great, but otherwise green screen. All right, well, I have NVIDIA Broadcast open at the moment. And in the first version, the only thing you could really do was to blur or replace the image. This is, I think it's version 2. So in version 2, they have a new feature called Remove. Oops, which is down here. Removes your background and replaces with the transparent frame. So I thought, oh, cool. I can just create transparent video, put it into the NLM, and not have to worry about chroma keying it or something like that. So when you hit remove here, or you press on remove, see it removes the background. And I tried all these different ways to try and get it to work, to create some transparent video. But this is what I did not understand. And let me just cut it quick for you. This is BS, okay? This remove is exactly the same thing as just picking black and going. It outputs the same thing whether you do remove or whether you take a black background and substitute it in replace. Anyway, so why doesn't this work? So this doesn't work because the way webcam video works is it's basically a protocol that's color sampling of 420, which is pretty low, as you know. And then it's only RGB or YUV. So it's only RGB. It's these, red, green, or blue, into the codec. So what happened is I would take this feed and I would put it into, I tried to get converting using, let's say, FFmpeg into ProRes 4444, which has an alpha channel. And so an alpha channel is basically a 0 to 255 values, right? It's 8-bit. And what the alpha channel does is for each pixel, say, well, this is how transparent is it? Totally opaque or totally transparent or somewhere in between. And so it's very useful if you're compositing because you can change this to change how you want to matte your scene. So anyway, when I tried to convert it to ProRes 4444, it seemed to work, but it wasn't. It was very jittery. So it worked, it was very jittery. Then I tried with webm or it was a VP9, and same thing, it's very jittery. And I read, oh, well, it's a lot of encoding, so it's very slow, and that's why you're getting all these dropped frames. But what I realized, it was, in both those cases, what it was doing is it had a default. So FFmpeg would say, okay, well, if I don't have an alpha channel, I'll just take black, and I'll create an alpha channel out of that, which is what it was doing and why it was like super, super slow. But in a sense, it will never work because it's just doing on-the-fly chroma keying, but instead of using a green, it's using a black. So the thing you have to understand about NVIDIA Broadcast is it uses the, often I see it, listed as, universal video camera, I think. Oops. You'll often see it as universal video camera, UVC. And so you can use a webcam protocol both to have a webcam talk to the computer, but you can also use it to create a stream that is like a webcam, right? So in OBS, a virtual camera is where OBS acts like a webcam. Same thing for broadcast. This webcam, the Osbot Meet 2 goes in here, broadcast now is removing the background and then creating another, quote, webcam, which I would latch onto through OBS or Bandicam or whatever you want to record it in, FFmpeg, whatever. And so that's how it works. So, and again, because it's the webcam protocol, it's 420, and there is no alpha channel. Now, if NVIDIA really wanted to, it could talk to Direct Show directly, which is the Windows sort of image manager, and that allows for alpha, and it could allow you to record in that way. In fact, in order to get true replaced background from NVIDIA Broadcast, it would basically need to have a recording function where you could record to ProRes 4444, which is the industry standard, or VP9, the latest webm type standard. So you could do it. So why are they doing this remove and this replace when it's the same thing? I just feel like it's like they want to come out with a new version and like, oh, let's put another thing called remove, even though it's just replace, right? With a even though it's just replace using a black background. The other thing I don't like about this is that, so to me, this is very, like I said, it's borderline fraudulent. I mean, it removes your background and replaces with a transparent frame. Wrong. It replaces with a black frame. And if this is wrong, please let me know in the comments. Prove it to me. But it's not, because the output from this is black. It's black there. It's not a frame. Like you're saying, basically, like it's real transparent video with an alpha channel. And it's not. It's not a transparent frame. It's black frame. And if they really wanted to make things useful to me, I feel they would have said, okay, replace. And they might have just said, chroma key selections. And here, it would just say green, blue, and black. And then you could pick those very easily. That would be sort of useful. And that's sort of what I've done here. I just have a green one, and I have a black one. And again, the black is the same as the remove version. So, yeah, NVIDIA Broadcast. I mean, it's very useful, like I said, to do things quick and dirty. I use it for streaming. I use it for quick YouTube stuff. But this stuff, they're saying it does stuff it doesn't do. And it's really weak AI. I mean, it's not even AI. And I've tried some of the other features, like eye contact. So I tried eye contact once, and it's just, I don't know, it didn't really work well. And it really taxes your computer. Some other people have done videos on this. When you do some of these like weirdo effects, that it really taxes the computer. So it's just, NVIDIA Broadcast is, yeah, it's useful, to make it easy to just load a bunch of backgrounds that you want and to go into and pick those backgrounds. It makes it easy. They'll work with any application that will take a webcam signal, because again, that's what NVIDIA Broadcast outputs. Or, for just a quick blurring of your background that looks, pretty nice and uses the GPU and doesn't tax the computer. But even when I use Zoom, it seems to work okay when it's doing this. So, yeah, again, NVIDIA Broadcast has its uses. But again, I just wanted to point out, it's not remove. It replaces the background with black.